YCharts supports central research teams' ability to research and construct models, update and optimize those models over time within YCharts, as well as the ability to push those models directly to advisors within the system for them to be able to utilize this for new business or within proposals. We can see here how the workflow starts with the central research team being able to construct and research those particular models, have them shared within the system for then advisors to be able to utilize within client conversations or for their own particular analysis. We'll now walk through what this workflow looks like. Within YCharts, I'll first start within the Tools button here. We have several tools geared towards research elements, whether that is fully constructing a portfolio from scratch within our specific stock or fund screener tools, being able to quickly analyze this information within a table or within our Excel add-in to then be able to manage the portfolios over time and visualize this information in a fundamental chart or within our optimizer tool to then track over time. We'll also be able to visualize this information once it's initially inputted into the system on a shared dashboard. This can be shared centrally with the research team as well as shared within advisors' accounts, allowing for a seamless transition for the initial research team for advisors to then be able to quickly pull in different announcement information, being able to view key model stats like different performance or risk figures, easily track performance over time in more of a visual format here, or being able to click into a particular model that's been created to then dig into different portfolio analytics. When looking at particular models in the system, we'll have several different ways to centrally upload this data. We'll have a bulk upload process via SFTP that allows for models to be uploaded all at once. We'll also be able to ingest monthly or historical returns, as well as track historical changes over time, being able to view performance that is more accurately taking into account historical changes or a particular custom return too. For a particular portfolio, on our quote page, we're already seeing helpful stats like asset allocation and holdings breakdowns here. I can always drill into particular tabs further if I'm wanting to view different allocation information like general asset allocation or specific region exposure, being able to drill into even the country level here, bond or stock exposure information if this is applicable. Within the Holdings tab, I'm able to view first the overall holdings. I can also drill into the underlying holdings. This is going to allow me to show the stock or bond overlap of a particular model, be able to closely monitor what the individual exposure looks like for particular individual stocks or bonds held as well. We'll also be able to quickly categorize these holdings here to view different key stats, performance, or risk figures. I'm also able to group these holdings by a few different options. If I want to adjust this over to something like the peer group, being able to see how a particular holding compares against the overall peers, being able to see what that designated benchmark looks like as well. Attribution analysis information will allow us to see both the absolute at either the underlying or holdings level, first allowing us to see top contributors or bottom detractors over specified time frames, allowing you to easily see who is pulling the portfolio up or who's pulling it down, if maybe changes need to be made just right off the bat, being able to easily identify those outliers, as well as being able to track the attribution relative to a designated benchmark based on different equity or fixed income breakdowns as well. This is allowing us to see underperformance or outperformance for particular time frames within, in this case, the sector level here, maybe being able to see if there is a particular sector that is pulling the portfolio down. And again, whenever those changes need to be made, or being able to monitor this information over time. We'll have other helpful information like being able to view information within a scatter plot for a risk reward breakdown, or being able to track information within a stress test, allowing you to pull in different economic timeframes to compare a particular strategy against a designated benchmark during timeframes like COVID or inflation, or always being able to create your own custom timeframes as well. In thinking of being able to track your particular portfolio, maybe needing to see if any changes should be made as well. If I jump back into the holdings button here and within that categorize button, if I maybe want to find a alternative fund or a alternative security, I can utilize our quick flows button on the right side. This is like your research assistant within the platform, and I can enter in the fund that I would like to replace or find alternative options for. We'll see we have our similar securities. This will allow me, if I want to click into something like the Find Similar Fund, this is now utilizing our screener tool, pulling in different general information. I can always layer on top my own philosophy or my own quantitative or qualitative filters as well. We can also apply something like a firm approved fund list to be able to narrow this down to only those that appear within a approved list for us. This here is showing us some different results, pulling in as well as some different category return figures. If I then want to be able to easily compare and contrast maybe a group of these funds further to be able to best educate myself on what changes could be made, or before I make some type of trade, I can jump back into quick flows here. And within our comparison tab, I'll go ahead and enter in my original fund that I started with, and then I'll go ahead to and add in some additional funds here. And we'll use our Smart Compare feature. This is going to be utilizing our AI chat for me to quickly gauge key comparisons or differences within a group of funds, a group of portfolios, being able to see performance breakdowns, risk information, expenses, fund flow information, fundamentals, before I then go into the particular portfolio and make that change as well. Any changes that are made within the portfolios would then flow into the shared models. So advisors won't have to worry about manually updating the information on their end. That data will just automatically flow for us too. Jumping back into YCharts, we'll have several different ways for central research teams to be able to research and construct models, being able to maintain those easily within a upload system, and then be able to push those into advisors' accounts to ensure they have the most up-to-date information as possible.